Hello, I'm Nola, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome if you're new. So today I want to talk about self-love. And self-love doesn't have to be this perfect picture that so many people show, and that's okay. Self-love isn't about being perfect. Self-love is about learning to love yourself with no filters, no nothing. And it's not easy, but nothing that's worth working for is. And I kind of want to talk about, I don't know, a lot of things when it comes to self-love, my own experiences, and also things that I've kind of learned. And the biggest thing I learned about my self-love journey is there are times you're going to be stuck. There are times to where you are like, is this working? Am I doing it right? Why do I still feel like this when I've been doing this for a while? And I'm going to say it's okay to feel stuck, because self-love is a journey that you have to find on your own, right? For me personally, I did it by myself. Though I didn't really have anyone, so I didn't really have a choice but to do it by myself, but I wasn't going to let, just because I didn't have any support, deter me from doing it by myself, right? And there were a lot of times I felt stuck. There were a lot of times where I kind of just really thought, like, is this really going anywhere? Like, why do I still feel like this when I've been working on myself, right? And that's because, no one gives you a guide on how to do a self-love journey. Like I said, you have to figure it out yourself, right? There are things that can help you that you may see with other people that you're like, oh, I should do that with myself. But overall, self-love is not a journey that someone can give you on a piece of paper and be like, here you go, this is the right way. And on top of that too, what may work for me or what may work for somebody else may not work for you. And that's okay, because you're different. Everybody is different. No one is the same, and that's the uniqueness of everybody. Nobody is the same. And that especially comes from, or especially goes for self-journey, right? Self-journey is a long path, and it's taken me years to get where I'm at, and I'm still learning. Like, for instance, when it comes to my body, it's something that, well, I really hated myself in general, if I'm being real, or realer, but especially my body. I had self-image issues. When I was growing up, my family was is a bigger family, and you could tell in their words that they didn't really like how they looked and how their body was. And between that and TV, because I grew up in the 2000s, and a lot of what was on TV was people who didn't look like me, and not only like body wise, but just me in general, and that like festered in me like self-hatred because I didn't look how I was supposed to look. And I wasn't blonde. I didn't have pretty, beautiful blonde hair. I didn't have pretty blue eyes. I wasn't skinny, and I wasn't white. Spoiler alert, I'm none of those things. I'm none of those things, right? I've got brown eyes, brown hair, natural. I've got mixed hair. I'm mixed, if you couldn't tell. It's in the bones. In the bones, man. But yeah, for a long time I hated who I was because I wasn't what I was supposed to be. And I had that self-hatred for a long time. Not to mention too, I really never had like that that environment to where I was told I was pretty and stuff, and that I should be proud of who I am. I never really had that either. So between that and like the TV, I just came to my own conclusions that I'm not valuable, or I'm not worth anyone's time. So that stayed with me for a long time until I wanted that to change. Like, when I looked in the mirror, I didn't want to see someone that didn't matter or wasn't worthy of anyone's time. I wanted to see someone who was more than what the TV showed back then, and now too, even though TV's a lot more diverse, but still, there are still their problems, right? And I just wanted to be more than what, I guess, society views certain demographics of people. And that shows in a lot of ways when it comes to clothing, shows, like, a lot of ways. And for better or for worse, for the most part, it seems, from my experience, worse. But, you know, it's getting better slowly but surely. That's what I like to think, at least. But, yeah, I started my journey around high school. I think it was like 10th or, 11th or 12th grade. And that was really around the time to where, because I was a COVID kid. Like, I graduated, or, yeah, my class was the class to where we were just mainly just, you know, in our house. And that gave me time to, like, really focus on myself. Even more so because I didn't have to go in. I stayed in my room. And it kind of gave me time to reflect. Because around that time especially, I was really... everyone was alone, right? In their own rights. But especially for me, because around that time, I lost one of my friend groups. Actually, I lost both of my friend groups. One was because I moved, and the other was because just, like, personal things happened. And I was really by myself. And the people I did have were at arm's length, right? And I didn't want to be the me that I was. I wanted to be better. And through that, I started with my mind. I was like, okay, the powerfulest thing I have is my mind, is my thoughts. And I had to crush the critic that was put inside me all these years. Because the biggest thing I had to learn was, one, I validate what people say. And I don't validate things that harm me. I validate things that make me better, right? And I had to crush that critic. And you know, that critic is still there, but it's not nearly as loud as it used to be. And that took years. And I'm still working on it, but it's not nearly as bad as it used to be. But I focused on the critic, and then I focused on my thoughts. And instead of being so hard on myself when I messed up, I say, that's a mistake. And mistakes are okay. Like, I'm human. I'm not a machine. We all make mistakes. And granted, sometimes I still kind of have problems with that. Not more so about how I respond to myself when I make mistakes, but I get really, like, tweaky if I make a mistake, or I try my best not to make a mistake, because I don't know, that was just kind of ingrained in me. If I made a mistake, I'd get yelled at. So, you know, I try my best not to make mistakes, even though I need to let myself know that it's okay to make a mistake. You're human. But yeah, I focused on my mind, then my thoughts, and then my words. And then from there, I moved on to what I see. And that's currently more so what I'm on now. And, you know, I'm learning more recently, say maybe like a month ago, that you may not have to like yourself in the sense of how you look, but you should at least respect yourself, because no matter what, you're with yourself until the day you die, right? as sad as that sounds. And maybe that's just how I view it, because that's just, I have some views in the sense of like lone wolfy type vibes where, you know, I'm gonna die by myself. I've been with myself since day one. You know, no one's going to be there for me except for me, no matter what happens. And that's something that I live with. I feel like everyone has to live with that. But the difference is, do you want to be your nightmare? Or do you want to be someone that you can confide in when something is wrong, you know? And that doesn't necessarily mean block everybody off while you're self-healing, but it means that you should respect yourself, you should respect your body, and that's, I don't know, I feel like this just, like I said, that's maybe just a me thing, but that's just how I look at it. But back more to the things that kind of will separate, but yeah. You have to show up for yourself. You should respect yourself, because no one will respect you more than you. And if people around you are making you feel lesser than who you are, then they're not friends. It's a lot easier said than done, but they have to go. If they are hurting your mental health, then they don't care about you. And you have to communicate, because sometimes, rarely, but sometimes people think that they're not doing harm when they are, you know? And it's up to you how you handle that, but if someone is hurting your mental health and you know it, let them go, okay? Let them go. There are reasons to why it may be easier said than done, because I know there are. No matter what may make it harder for you, dealing with people like that, it's only going to make your life worse. It's only going to make your life worse. Cut them out of your life, because you can't be better in a place that, or with people who want to do nothing but hurt you, you know? Especially if they're friends. I know when it comes to like family, that's probably a topic for a different day, because I have my very stick in the mud type view when it comes to family and stuff. But if you can help controlling who's around you, you should take that to your advantage. Set boundaries for one, and when it comes to your body, set boundaries too. No is no, and you can always take that yes into a no in an instant, okay? But you have to communicate that to somebody. You can't assume that someone sees the vibe change or something. You have to speak up for yourself. You are your biggest advocate, okay? And that won't happen overnight, but little things add up. It's like change. 25 cents in like 2 months could be like $200. It adds up. A penny turns into a nickel, turns into a dime, turns into like a quarter. Like, it builds up. And the more you don't work on it, the worse it's only gonna get. Which just sucks to say, but the younger you are, the easier it will be, right? And that's something that I feel like a lot of people don't really, I don't want to say they don't know, but my bird's on my phone. That scared me. I shouldn't do that, but yeah. It isn't gonna be fun a lot of times. Other times it's gonna suck. But at the end of the day, if you're there for yourself, you show your body that you care, and you don't blame yourself for how your body is, because your body is a project of your past. You shouldn't hate something you had no control over, you know, and you shouldn't hurt your body. You should love your body. And even if you don't love what you see in the mirror, you should love it enough to make it feel better. But I'm Nola. This is Lady. And she's hungry. So, okay, now she's getting to her food. But, yeah. I hope you have a great day. And know that your self-love journey is not going to be perfect, but that's okay. Give yourself the grace to change and to become a better you for you. You deserve it. You don't deserve to feel like you aren't enough because you are enough. You don't deserve to feel like you can't take up room. Take up all the room you can. If you listen to the single word I say in this, take this away. Use your paintbrush and paint whatever color you want to paint. You should never be ashamed of your sexuality, your race, your size, what you can and can't do. You are beautiful, handsome. You are amazing with who you are, and use who you are to your ability, to your best ability. Show up for yourself and be there for yourself, because your future you, the you want to be, is waiting for you. Make your home, or make your house a home, no matter if it's your body, where you want to be. For me, right now, it's my body. My body is not a home, it's just a house. But when I get to where I want to be, that will be my home. And I'll tell you, the day I'm home and the day you're home will be one of the greatest days of your life. Peace. Editor's note. Hey, also too, don't mind my translator. Self-love is something that you may feel that some days you don't think it's working, or you may feel how you felt when you first started. That doesn't erase what you have, like the progress that you have. And furthermore, I'm proud of you. If you decide to take this journey, I'm proud of you, and just know that. But yeah, bye.